Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the Peat podcast with my boy Judah LOL, and I'm Jay Cargo. We are officially, it's our first ever podcast, first ever episode. It's Peat. Unfortunately, one of our members wasn't able to make it, so it's just gonna be me and him for today. But yeah, first ever episode, first ever, upload. Why don't you tell them about yourself, Judah?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, my name is Judah. Big into music. Going to college in a little bit, but basically make beats. Getting into YouTube. But yeah. How about you, bro?
Yeah. Same thing. Just graduated. Me and went to school together for years. We dang near grew up together. I'm going into a trade for electrician, but also want to be an entrepreneur and do the YouTube stuff as well. I, you know, big into sports and big basketball fan, big football fan, big basketball fan. I think I said that thing twice. But boxing, football, and basketball, those are my main sports I like to talk about. I'm also, you know, yeah, those are my big main sports I like to talk about. Judah specializes mainly in basketball, and he knows a little bit of football. So when this episode is just me, it's probably just gonna be boxing and football, but with basketball, if we always gonna be together. And our third partner, June, you know, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, first episode, and let's get started. Before anything, before we get into we obviously don't have a fan base yet. We obviously are just starting. So I'm not a big AI guy, but I did ask AI some interesting questions about basketball. But before we get into that, how do we feel about the Knicks winning the championship?
Honestly, I'm supporting it. I ain't gonna lie, at first I was definitely rooting for the Spurs because like they beat OKC and I like Wemby, but like the Knicks haven't won anything in like 53 years, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. So I don't got any words for it. But yeah, I rock with the Knicks. I support it.
Yeah, I had the same thing, honestly. When I first seen the Knicks make the finals and the Spurs, trust me, I messed with Wemby. I seen him play this whole season. I watched a couple of games. He's something else. He's special. He's one of a kind. You know, but I just was more of like I wanted the Knicks to win mainly because the Spurs made the finals in 2014, which was like 12 years ago, which is a long time. But compared to the Knicks, which was 50 years, it's like I know New York was gonna go crazy. You seen the videos and everything. New York
Yes,
is going crazy right now.
yes.
It's sending, But yeah, who was Finals MVP again?
It was
Jalen
Jalen.
Brunson, of
Yeah,
course. He had like
yeah.
45 points. He crazy. I ain't gonna lie though, De'Aaron Fox. Oh my
It's
god.
so bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was genuinely rooting for him, but like after like the first couple of minutes when he got in the game, he was just like chucking threes and he was breaking. Bro, what got me is like how he kept on shooting. No, like bro, you're cold. Pass the ball, dude. Like
Yeah,
he kept shooting shots, bro. Like, and usually I'm the type of person who'd be like, yeah, keep shooting, keep shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, he an NBA player
yeah,
and he an all star. And especially I see the way he was shooting in that All Star game, bro. I was like, yeah, keep shooting. But he was breaking them. He didn't do anything all game. He made like 1 3. Like, I like De'Aaron Fox, but pro selling so hard, bro. And the game before,
yeah.
cooked.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't his game at all, especially the last two. I necessarily didn't watch the finals, game to game, but I definitely tuned in, especially the game that could have, the last game where I honestly felt like they were going to win. But the one thing I didn't understand about the Spurs is how every game you had at least a 15 plus point lead and blew it every
Yeah,
time. Like, that's kind of like, come on. And I had a lot of people saying they can make a 3-1 comeback. I wasn't seeing it. I tuned in at like when it was like 15-31 or something, and I instantly, oh, they could. But then I think I had it in my head like they're going to make a comeback. And what happened? I watched the game. The Knicks are making a comeback. And
yeah,
it's
like
just come
yeah, bro.
on. So
I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got tired. I don't know if they was just missing. I don't know what happened. It was probably a combination of a lot, but I've seen like videos seeing a lot of the commentators like like Charles Barkley, Shaq, all them other people
Yeah.
like talk about it. Just seems like they was talking about how it's just a young team. They got a lot of work on. Just saying they got tired. They wasn't consistent enough. I mean, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I definitely thought they had that game in the bag, bro, but it was
Man, almost every game I thought they had it because Wemby came in that first game going crazy, but
yes.
of course,
They had to keep putting
didn't
Wemby
really
back in the game,
pan
bro.
out.
Bro, who is
Right.
number 7, dude? Every single time he got in the game for like 5 minutes sold, and he instantly got subbed out. Like they was cooking him every time he got in the game, dude. He was not doing anything, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the finals. So now we're gonna drift on to the questions AI asked me. Again, I'm not a big AI guy. I'm not, AI is basically running the world at this point. But once we build up a fan base and you guys ask us questions, we'll answer them. But from now on, we're gonna just start off with this. So first question is, who's the greatest scorer ever?
Mm.
Because if I were to say, like, obviously statistically speaking, LeBron. But if I go off opinion and just like watch, you could throw Jordan in there, Karl Malone, who was good, Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Kareem was crazy. But
Yeah, I don't really know
you
about
go off stats. I, what?
MJ. Was a like Michael Jordan and Karl Malone. I haven't seen Karl Malone stats. I ain't gonna lie, but MJ was a
No,
good
Karl
scorer,
Malone's
but
like
like
still top five.
top 5 scorer of all time.
Yeah, yeah, Karl Malone was, but Jordan, come on, you got to give it to him. Like a guy who wasn't shooting threes like that, he was giving you buckets. He has like a total of 600 and something 3 pointers, and
Okay, yeah, no, that's
still
fair.
accomplished a lot in the short.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
I think top 2 scorers is easily Kevin Durant or James Harden. Like seeing prime James Harden move, it was I think that was better than watching Kevin Durant. Like seeing prime James Harden on the Rockets, seeing him cook defenders like crazy, get like crazy space out of nowhere, bro. And his shot efficiency, like it was crazy. Like he was hitting deep threes, even though that has nothing to do with scoring. He was just the overall the scoring like 50 points each playoff game was that's crazy. I think prime James Harden, like 2019, like in those like in that span of like 3 to 4 years, we was going with the Warriors, going back and forth with the Warriors, OKC, um, you know, teams like that, bro. I think that was we was witnessing the best scorer of all time. But I think like over longevity wise, like Kevin Durant, like only James Harden really only for about 5 years was really not even five, probably like 3 to 4 years was really like really scoring like that. But Kevin Durant, he been doing that since he got in the league, and he's well over 30, still putting up crazy numbers, scoring like crazy. So I think overall Kevin Durant is greatest scorer of all time, but I think prime James Harden was definitely the best scorer you've ever seen, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair. Because I would say Kevin Durant. I'll take as far as scoring wise. Don't get me wrong, James Harden was cold, cold. Nobody like that step back. Man, I ain't gonna lie. During that era, I couldn't
Nobody
stand
guard
James
him.
Harden.
Yes, like
Like literally, I couldn't stand him. But Kevin Durant, though, he has it by a mile as far as best scorer versus James Harden. Because I'm not gonna lie, Kevin Durant, for a dude that's 7 foot, moving like a guard, though his jump shot, his every like he wasn't the best. They both weren't the best defenders, but I honestly would take Kevin Durant defensively over James Harden all day.
yeah, you should.
Yeah, but that's not the argument. But score, I agree with KD. But I'm not gonna always be. I'm not the statistic guy. You can say LeBron. If you want to go off stats, LeBron. But uh, just off of you know, Kevin Durant is definitely one of them. Carmel, you got to give Carmelo his props, bro. Him in his prime couldn't be stopped.
The kid touch me.
Yeah. Hey, I might get flack for this, but Carmelo, one of the best
Carmelo
too.
Anthony,
Like
jazz
his mid
steps,
range is
mid range is.
yeah, it couldn't be stopped.
I ain't gonna
Couldn't be
lie, I've
stopped.
never seen prime Carmelo play, to be honest. But I just don't
Yeah.
think I can't say I don't think he was that good because he probably was that good, but I think there's just so many better players.
Carmelo was
So
New York Knicks, even though he barely
yeah,
made out the first round. Every he just had playoff slumps all the time. He never really made it far. Some people say the Nuggets. I say that's the most athletic version of Carmelo,
probably not the most efficient
of
though.
course. Yeah, but when he went to the Knicks, bro, oh my, bro, what was that game he had when he had 63, like 60 some points, 11 rebounds, 0 assists? That game was crazy. I forgot who it was against, but he was going on. He was going crazy. So I feel like Carmelo's definitely left out on the all time scores. He, you know,
We got to bring up Curry.
uh,
Nobody can guard him. He scored super high. He had super high point games. I don't think he ever had.
okay.
He
But when I think of scorer, he's more. I mean, shooter and scorer are the same thing, yes, but scorer is somebody who go to the paint, mid range, three. Curry, he could do that.
do all
But he's
that.
just, I just when we say score, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think of Curry. I think of Karl Malone, Jordan, KD.
Carmelo over Curry. You start thinking about
I'm not
Carmelo
saying.
before you start thinking about Curry, bro.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest, bro. Look up top 10 scores all time. Curry's not in that.
Bro,
He's probably right outside of it, probably like 12 or something, but
yeah,
he ain't top 10.
bro. I
But I'm
don't think
saying though, like I personally think of Karl Malone, Jordan, LeBron, KD, Harden,
when we,
Carmelo. I think I said
but
Carmelo.
when you say when you bring up Carmelo, I instantly only think that he can only shoot like post fades, like and hooks. Like I
But
don't.
that's what made him
Can
so
he
good.
do anything
Hold on.
else though? He might be scoring, but like,
Okay, but we're talking about scoring. We're not talking about how they're scoring. We're talking about just flat out scoring. Like him and John, like yes, he was very one dimensional as far as mid range. Not even for real mid range. He didn't have much of a jump shot, but layups, dunks, alley oops from John Stockton. But we're talking about just flat out scoring. If we talking about ways of scoring, then we could talk about how James Harden was getting a lot of free throws. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're just talking about just scoring flat out. If we talking about the way they're scoring, okay. But yeah, my personal opinion, when we think of all time scorers, Curry doesn't come across my mind, and that's no disrespect. That's just me personally.
well,
But,
Kyrie's definitely top three scores. Statistically, no.
no.
Statistically, no. But like, bro, no, nobody can guard him. He can do whatever he want on the court.
Bro, hey, he's good, bro. He is so good as a scorer. Don't get me wrong. He is so good as a scorer, but it's the same thing with Curry. But Curry, when you throw Curry in there, I'm like, okay, he's definitely one of them. He just doesn't come across my mind. But Kyrie, I'm sorry, he doesn't.
Why is he not cross your
Not
mind?
even.
He's almost a better scorer. He's a
Look,
better
look,
scorer
look. This.
than Curry for real.
Okay. Yeah. Curry's obviously a better shooter, but all around, Kyrie will hook you anywhere on the court, and he would drive to the basket versus Curry. But I don't know. I just think of all the names of all-time scorers right now. Curry doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like Curry, you could sneak Curry in there or squeeze him in there. That's not debatable. If you throw Kyrie with all them people, it's like kind of
Kyrie,
looks out of place.
Kyrie and
He
Carmelo,
kind of looks
dude.
out of place.
Kyrie is out
He
of
looks
place
out of
with
place.
Carmelo. Who else?
No,
Who else
all
did
right.
you
Look,
say?
I
Because
said
Kyrie is it's a much better scorer than Carmelo. Even like thinking about, we also had to think about like that was like the
Karl
'90s,
Malone's
bro.
still top four in all-time scoring.
True, but
30 years later, he's still
statistically,
top four.
the another part of scoring is not only just how many points you have. It's like, can you get where you want on the court and get a bucket? Like it's not only just the statistics. How many points can you score? It's like, can you score a point? Like regardless. Like
And look, all John Stockton had to do was give Karl Malone the ball in the paint. He got it. He was averaging like he's an MVP for a reason.
it's the
He
'90s,
I
bro.
believe he averaged like, huh?
It's the '90s, bro.
What does that mean?
It was a big era in the '90s.
Okay, but I'm saying though, like he won MVP because he dang near was averaging like 30 a game. Like damn, like you know what I'm saying. So don't get me wrong, Kyrie, very good scorer, very good scorer. But if I all the people I named, Curry, you can throw him in there, and I'll look at that and be like, okay. But if you throw Kyrie, I'm kind of like, it just looks out of place. Like top 10, he just looks out of place. You throw him a top 20, top 15, I wouldn't be mad. But top 10, he just looks out of place to me. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying.
the only thing holding him back probably is just like he doesn't have like a whole lot of all time points. Like he's not far in the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, I mean he's probably. If we could look it up, he's probably not. Not far off, but you know, that's just me, and I'm pretty sure people agree with me too. Like as far as you know, all the people are like top 10, and you throw Kyrie in there, he's just gonna look out of place. Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie, Kurt, and then you're like, whoa, what the, you know what I'm saying? It just looks out of place.
They're not out of place, bro. With Kevin Durant, James Harden, then you got Michael Jordan. Like, this is how it go. Because if you put Michael Jordan, then you're gonna bring up Kobe. If you bring up Curry, you got to bring up Kyrie. Like, they're not out of place, and especially Kevin Durant. Still, like Kevin Durant and Curry were going like hand to hand. Like, they're hand to hand. Like, just as much of a problem.
Yeah, no,
on the court.
no, yeah, Curry, I'm just saying, I have no like problem with Curry being top 10 scorer, but I don't know about Kyrie being top 5, like what you said. You said top 5, top. I was like, nah,
Because
I
I'm
don't
not
see
only
that.
thinking
Barely top
statistically.
10.
Like, I'm not
I'm
only
not thinking statistically either.
Like,
Like, and Kobe, I don't care. I'm gonna say this right now, bro. Kobe has never been so disrespected ever since he's died, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, before then he had his haters, but I swear, ever since he's passed away, rest in peace, Kobe. He's been so disrespected. Kobe's this, Kobe's that. One of the greatest scorers ever. You got to give him credit,
I
man.
mean, where
He
have you
was doing a lot with a very, huh?
I said, where have you heard that? Because I haven't heard him getting disrespected before.
Oh,
I've
no, bro.
I've heard everything
I
is the same. Everybody I talk to pretty much said the same thing. Like whether you talk about a GOAT debate, you have him get brought up every now and then, but most of the time it's been the same. Like I don't think he's top 3. Most people say he's not top 3, bro. It's been like that.
Nah, he's top 3 in my opinion. But
I don't think so.
we'll get into that. But bro, I've seen like Colin Coward. I'm not gonna lie, he has the worst takes ever. My dad listens to he's a ready. Remember that one meme? He was like, "Don't worry, LeBron. We got Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is here." Remember that? Yeah. That's him. That's him. My dad listens to the sports radio, and we was driving, and then I heard him say Kobe isn't as good as people says he is, and he's overrated. And I seen all kind of YouTube videos and shorts and all kind of stuff of Kobe being this, that, and the third. And it's like, of course he had his hate before. You know what I mean? Every player has their hate. But me personally, I paid attention to basketball for years. And me personally, I feel like he's definitely got more hate. Or what I've seen, he's definitely been getting more hate ever since he's passed. Not like right after, but like I swear like 2 years ago, people just saying this Kobe's this, Kobe's that, Kobe's overrated. Kobe's got carried to the finals by Shaq, which, for one, Shaq couldn't win without Kobe. Kobe couldn't win without Shaq.
Yep.
Okay? Well, of course, Shaq won with D-Wade, but Shaq needed somebody. Shaq can't just flat out carry a team himself, even though, don't get me wrong, Shaq was dominating for sure. But then and then people forget to bring the 2 championships he got without Shaq. Well, yeah, Pau Gasol. Is Pau Gasol a top 75 all-time player?
No.
Is Ron Artest a top 75 all-time player?
Not at all. Pau Gasol
So it's like, don't get me wrong, Pau Gasol contributed a lot to that team. He definitely contributed and definitely helped.
Pau Gasol is like up there with Tim Duncan, bro.
All-time power forwards?
He's up there with he's like He's like a Tim Duncan, bro. He score, he get rebounds, he do
He's
everything.
okay. He's like a Tim Duncan, but as far as all time power forwards, whatever, he's not. He's nowhere near
I
that.
don't
I'm
know enough
sorry,
about him,
bro.
but
Pau
he
Gasol.
probably is. Like Dirk Nowitzki,
I wouldn't say.
Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan. I don't know much about Pau Gasol, but I'm pretty sure he's up there with them. For him to be like hand to hand with Kobe, he got to be up there.
Bro, we trust he definitely contributed a lot and helped the team, but it's like people act like Pau Gasol was this guy who just came in and was like, just carried Kobe and just said, no, Kobe won two without him. Ooh, two without Shaq. And then same with Ron Artest. Ron Artest was like a Dennis Rodman who could shoot a little bit. Other than that, Ron Artest wasn't crazy. Kobe just needed a proper supporting cast. He couldn't rely on Kwame Brown and Sasha Vujacic, whatever his name is. He couldn't rely on them. He had to have somebody who was steady, who can take the stress off of him, even though Kobe would shoot with three people on him regardless. But you can't always play like that, realistically. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Next question. Most overrated superstar. I'll let you get this one first, and I'll say my piece.
What do I think about that? Because when you said that, first thing that came to mind was like, first thing that came to my mind was like, what I had like DeMar DeRozan, like Bradley Beal, like John Wall, but like they're not necessarily overrated. DeMar DeRozan was overrated, but not anymore.
In what year though? When you
Like, in his I probably in his prime. I don't know. Like in his prime, he was amazing, but like they was putting him up there with the greats. Like they was putting up him with like
I
LeBron.
don't remember that.
They was putting him with like
Oh,
LeBron, like Jimmy Butler, like scoring like him.
no.
So nah, I had to think about
I
that.
don't know. That's
If
a
you go ahead.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's overrated. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of overrated players, so it is all time too. So we can pull anybody out the
De'Aaron
bunch.
Fox. No, like,
Bruh. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't a big when Luca first came out. I never was big on Luca. I'm not gonna lie. I always thought he was overrated, but I gotta give him his flowers. He's cold.
he's not
I feel like he's the
overrated.
Larry Bird. I feel like he no at the time when he first came out, like in 2018, I was like, he's not
He
all
was
that.
like,
But he's the
we was looking at him like how we looking at Wimby, bro. He was that talented.
he's the Larry Bird of today. Is how I look at it. Not the best defensively, not the fastest, but and it's not you know what I'm saying. But they're not fast. They're not good defensively, but will still give you buckets like crazy. They low key have. I think Luka's a way better shooter, but Larry Bird was nice too. But overrated. Hmm. Overrated.
Cause like
Oh, that's a good one.
when I'm thinking of other people, I'm thinking not necessarily saying any of these players are overrated. I'm just saying like some of like good but mid All Star players like Jimmy Butler, like um. Now who you said star player or like superstar? Like what were you saying? What were you use?
It says overrated superstar. So just any guy like that's really good, like superstar or even a Hall of Famer. Just let's just throw that in there too. Just somebody who was good but was given too much credit. Where it's like, all right, he
All
wasn't
right,
that
so I
good.
see like Charles Barkley, like Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler. Actually, can't lie to you. Um, I think like mm, I ain't gonna hold you. Probably Carmelo Anthony. Um, who else?
Look
Paul
and look.
George. Probably Paul George, bro. He's probably overrated. He's good. He was good, but he just wasn't good enough. Like he wasn't.
Okay, I can see you on the Carmelo Anthony. I feel like he definitely was getting his flowers a lot, but for a guy who, from what I remember, he made it out the first round like once or twice and never was successful with the Knicks. And for real, like he put up numbers like crazy, but never translated to wins. I wouldn't say Paul George was overrated. I feel like he had his run, but I definitely feel like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, that duo was overrated. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't overrated. It was overhyped because Kawhi was fresh off that chip, and then Paul George was fresh off an MVP season, and then they get put together and they barely play together. We sold in the we. I'm not a Clippers fan, but I remember we lost against the Nuggets in the second round of 2020. That was terrible. Paul pandemic P.
Like, bro, was hate, man.
Bruh. But yeah, I feel like that duo was pretty. So instead of a player that that
Okay,
requires to really think,
like
we just my answer would be Kawhi Leonard and Paul George was the most overrated duo slash overhyped.
I say, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, and
Overrated?
Star. It just I'm just thinking about their overall careers. Russell Westbrook was really tough, but like he was high key stat padding, so
Oh yeah.
he would
Oh
he
yeah.
would like
Yeah.
kind of sell sometimes. And he couldn't shoot. He could not shoot. Like OKC, well he used to hit some clutch shots, but like every now and then, like I mean every now
Yeah.
and then, like
He was a scoring point guard. He wasn't a shooter. He wasn't the traditional point guard. He wasn't bringing up the court
just rim running.
and setting a pick and roll and shooting a three. He was driving to the paint, dunking on you, layup. He was driving to the paint. Feel like he just, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Ever since Kevin Durant, it's just that 2017 through like 2019, that was a struggle. Like he low key like they tried to fix him with people. I remember when Paul George and Carmelo Anthony were on the same team. They
That was
tried to
such
make
a
that a
good
super team
team.
and Steven that.
I ain't even gonna hold you. That was such a good team, bro. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
hold you.
they could have made that work, but
Who they go against? They
Carmelo
went against the
was
Warriors, didn't they? Like Warriors, or I think it was
no
the
that no
Warriors.
they remember Damian Lillard shot that shot. I
Oh
believe in the
yes,
first
yes, yes.
second round.
It was
Yeah.
another team though. Was it like the Bucks? Who was it? It was like I don't know. It was because I'm thinking so like there was like these 4 years that were just cloudy. I get them all mixed up, bro. It's between the pandemic and stuff. I just get all those
Oh
mixed up.
yeah,
Like
pandemics is a very foggy
yes,
area.
I don't know who they went up
But
against. Man. But yeah, I go overrated. I'll probably say I had a third one, but I lost it. But for now, I definitely say just Carmelo Anthony, Manly. I'm trying to think of my third one. Um, dang. It lost me. Yeah, that one gone.
yeah, my answer would be, I can't think of a player as of now, which I don't want to keep running into. So next question, I know to be prepared for and actually think. But I'll just say Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are definitely the most overrated slash overhyped duo. They never did a single thing together. So, all right, next question is hardest era to play in. What do you think was hardest? That's kind of like,
I ain't gonna
I
lie,
mean,
bro. I'm instantly thinking like it got to be like 20, like 14, like Miami LeBron era. Every team was stacked. Every single team was stacked. Everybody's in their prime. We passed the 90s, so it's like can't hand check no more. So it's difficult for the defense, but it's also difficult for offense because there's just crazy people in the league. Like I don't think Giannis was necessary. I don't think Giannis was like current Giannis yet. I don't think he was in the league for
nah,
real.
nah. Giannis ain't become Giannis till like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, like 2016. Yeah, like 2016. Um,
Yeah, like yeah.
but I say either that era, like Miami Heat LeBron era, or like kind of like modern day, like so probably like 2017, 26, probably like pretty modern. Basically, I honestly say like a modern era. Honestly, current basketball is probably the hardest to play in right now because like all the
I feel like
because everybody just got so much better. Like everybody is talented. Like rookies come in talented. Right, our current rookie class is crazy. Like they're all really crazy scorers, bro. Got a crazy 3-point shooter. Forgot his name. No, it starts with like a K or C. Um, we got that dude on the Sixers going crazy. First game, I forgot how many he put up, but I think he put like 42 up. I could be wrong. That's off memory, but
no, no, yeah, I think it's around there.
yeah. And then saying that rookie on the Spurs, I didn't even know he was a rookie. I thought he was a veteran. I thought he'd been in the league. Talking about Dylan Harper, like bro.
Oh
So
yeah.
our like every like just everybody is so talented. Everybody can dribble. Everybody can shoot. Everybody's just a problem on a court. Like, but I wouldn't necessarily say right now modern day era. I'll say a little bit further back. I'll say like 20. I say before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, like modern era, it was really difficult because 90s era, bad superstars, but it was physical, but physicality doesn't necessarily equal difficulty. That's what I would say
I
on
mean,
that. And I just think current day is just because everybody's just so talented and the growth spurts and everything's just people wake up
okay.
like people model their games after Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Kobe, and then they just take it a step further. So like Wemby can't like, you can't do anything about him. You can't. If he's on the court, you just gotta pass it to the next person, bro. Like notice how I was watching the whole entire finals. Nobody went and like tried to score on Wemby instead of like elite scorers like Jalen Brunson, only dude who was on that team attacking Wemby. Everybody else just passed it up. Like you can't do nothing. Like everybody's just so much better. Like
I feel like the hardest era, which is, I mean, it is very subjective question because I mean, obviously, I didn't grow up in the two. I was born in the 2000s. We both were, but we didn't grow up watching basketball then. We grew up in the 2010. Grew up watching basketball 2010s, 2020s. But I feel like as far as like the game, like I personally don't like to knock the 90s. I never was with that. We're done with the 90s crap. I always thought that was stupid. I feel like 90s is definitely one of the hardest eras, especially how the big man was dominating. But the 2010s, I personally feel like 20. So I'm. I would say the 90s. 90s is no 2000s. Okay, it goes. This is three is the 90s, two is 2000s, and I'll say the 2010s.
say it again.
And when I say the 2010s, I say number three is the 90s. For real, I feel like 90s is no 2000s is number three. Two is the 90s, and the 2010s. I feel like it was hard. It's kind of hard because I'm not
Nineties.
gonna lie. 2015 through 2018, bro. The Cavs and Warriors were going back and forth to the finals. Like you literally just had no chance,
Oh
and it was
yeah.
just straight them.
And they would just wipe at every team. Like it was
Yeah. So, but then I want to say that with the 90s because also when Jordan was like 90 through 93, Jordan was just whooping. Well, on the Eastern Conference, was whooping everybody. You know, and made the finals. Of course, it was a new team every year in the finals. But that's what makes me put the like 2015 through like 2018 because it was the Cavs versus Warriors for 3-4 straight years. It wasn't, you probably get your, of course, in the 2000s you'd get Lakers versus Spurs, and then the Lakers would go back to the finals, be a different team, But the 2015 through 18, it was two teams going straight back to back to back to the finals, and
that was so crazy to
that was
watch.
peak. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie, that was peak. I'm
I
not
but
gonna lie.
yeah,
And I'm a very no
I
good.
don't really think nineties are second in line. It's nineties It's just like '90s was great, and then it just got better and better and better and better and better because competition
No,
was
yeah,
getting
yeah.
better.
It's supposed to get better, but I don't agree with knocking the '90s. Like everybody was just plumbers. Like you can't do
Yeah,
that because I
which wasn't
promise
true.
you can grab anybody from the '90s and put them in this era. They can do good. They can do just the same or better. They're not
I
gonna
don't
just
think they can do
struggle
better.
like how
Only a
people.
few people would do better.
No, they
Probably
definitely.
Michael, like Michael Jordan. Only a few people are like,
No,
but
because
no.
look. Think if we look at it realistically, you don't think they're going to join this game today and adapt to that within a year or two? You think they're just going to play like the '90s foul?
They
No,
ain't,
they're going to adapt to
and
that.
they don't do no
No, they're
hesitations,
going.
bro. They don't dribble. They like modern day. Everybody just, bro. Everybody's getting crossed by Hezzy. You seen Michael Jordan getting crossed bad by Allen Iverson off a Hezzy. Everybody in the move knows
Because that was
AI's
Allen
move.
Iverson. It's Allen
But
Iverson,
everybody has AI's bag. Every player has AI's bag, dude. Everybody versus
bro.
Hezzy.
Look at Cole. No, AI. Hold on, AI didn't start that.
I
Tim
know.
Hardaway did that, but AI is the one who popularized it. Because on top of that, his
Yeah.
Hezzy was good, but on top of that, he was freaking AI. But
Yes.
no, you can't act like Jordan got crossed, bro.
He
LeBron
got
got
crossed,
cooked by
bro.
Pete.
And I'm knocking that either.
LeBron got look. LeBron got every good player now gets crossed, and you think like by the East, like I promise you, LeBron literally got. I literally seen a game where LeBron literally got put on his butt when what's the name? Just all he did was pump fake and he fell. I swear, if that was Jordan, y'all would be like, oh, we're done with no. I promise you, you cherry pick videos and no context, yes, it would look bad. But he got crossed by AI. That's like saying that's like Kyrie crossing LeBron. That's good. I mean, and then but he got crossed by he just got crossed up. Not everybody has Kyrie's bag. Of course, Kyrie has a special bag, of course, but it's like, come on, man. I wouldn't
And
do
I'm
that.
not
Like
knocking that.
every player's been
Like,
crossed.
I'm not knocking that every player has been crossed. That is true. Like, LeBron been crossed so many times. That's true. But it's just a simple fact that it just shows back in the day, like, man, the best moves out there was like an AI crossover. Was like a best move was like a between the legs crossover, like something simple. Like, bro, nowadays everybody dribble like Allen Iverson, like that, and that's just the truth. Cause everybody got a
Bro.
bag. Everybody has a crazy bag.
People had bags back then.
Yeah, but
Kobe
not.
Loki had a Kobe had a bag. Jordan Loki had a
It's just
bag.
fadeaways though.
No. I'm talking about dribbling. Tim Hardaway had a bag. Penny Hardaway had a bag.
Yeah,
Uh uh. Who else? Jason Williams or White Chocolate, whatever they called him. He had a bag.
but it's just the fact that now
Like
everybody dribbles like that. Back then, only like a few players is really hitting those crazy moves. Now everybody is hitting them crazy moves, and this is going to evolve over and over again. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, yes,
nobody's
yes,
knocking the
yes. It's gonna
90s.
evolve.
It's just like when it evolves, that means everybody's better. So it just means that '90s is it's just not that good of. I mean, no, it was a great era, but it's just that the game evolved. So it's just modern day is just better. So I don't think
Yes,
they would
and
do
look,
better. I think they would excel though. Like the older players, they would do good. I
yeah,
wouldn't say
that's
they
what
would
I'm
do
saying.
better.
I 1,000,000% agree. It's like the same, we're not rap. We're not talking about like it's not a rap channel, but
Mhm.
it's like with rap. People like to crap on rap, but it's supposed to evolve. Let's be honest. If it stayed like the '90s and 2000s, which I love the '90s and 2000s rap. I love that era. But if it stayed the same, it would have been like, all right, I like this new stuff. I like new stuff, so I also like the games evolving. But that doesn't mean go back to back then and knock the players. I'm not saying you're doing that, but there's a lot of people who knock the old school era. Just say everybody was this, that, and the third. Nobody had this, bro. Jordan would do perfectly fine today, and probably do better. Kobe, same thing. Well, he literally played in this world, but
He's practically in
but
there.
but I'm saying though, a lot of people play. People think you can. They just throw them in the league and they expect them to play the same. They're going to adapt and see how the way the game's played.
They are
And of
gonna
course, if we look at it realistically and do better or the same, or some players may do worse.
I think
But people like Shaq would dominate this era.
it's true.
Dominate. Nobody stopping him.
It's true.
Too big. Too dominant. No, there's no big men like him no more. Everybody wants a Kevin
Yeah.
Durant now.
I do think that all the '90s big men would definitely dominate now because nobody being that don't nobody guard bigs no more. I definitely think '90s bigs would they would cook, and just like a few like all sorts. I think most of the people from '90s, if you put them in today, the main thing they would adapt is like the foul baiting. They wouldn't obviously they would still be physical, but they would definitely take advantage of the foul stuff. They'll be on some D Wade, James Harden stuff. Not James Harden.
Yes,
They'll be
yes.
on some D Wade stuff. So like they would definitely do
Yeah.
that. But I just think the most they would be, besides like people like Penny Hardaway, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. Besides those type of players and like Shaq, besides them, I think everybody else would just be like all stars, but not no better.
And you gotta
than
forget
that.
Magic Johnson. Like, come on. Nobody's doing what Magic was doing. Like, Magic's still doing things that still have you wowed, bro.
He
Come
just
on.
passed.
St-
I mean, the
oh,
only
stop.
thing that he would like be at all is, but like, we had Chris Paul though. Like Magic is he would just be a taller Chris Paul, but he can't score like Chris Paul. Like he just like I like that's what I'm saying. Like Magic Johnson would dominate the era. He would just he can pass, but we already have LeBron and Chris Paul though. So it's just like
Yeah, so I'm saying, like,
Magic
so
Johnson
but
offensively is not doing anything unless he gets to the paint, and he'll score like probably like what like a little less than
okay,
20
yeah.
a game.
Magic Johnson wasn't the best shooter, but like, bro, they're from that era where point guards would post up. Like, there was people like Penny Hardaway and they would post up. Nobody does that. Why do you think Westbrook was low key dominant during 2015 his era? He was a 6'3" point guard who didn't really play like a traditional point guard and who would post up. No point guards post up now.
I mean, like he didn't really
You know what I'm
post
saying?
up.
But
He
no,
just sprint past.
he kind of will post you up. He will post you
No.
up. He will post you up. Not fade away, but he will back you down.
He did
And
better
then,
too.
do what he do. Not a lot of point guards are doing that. So, but yeah, I feel like I said, it's a very hard question. The best era, because I mean, me and you grow up in the 2010s, so we're always going to be biased. You ask somebody who grew up watching basketball in the 70s, they'll say the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a clearly biased question. We're not, not biased, but we're clearly giving biased answers. But let's move on to the next question. Who's the best two-way player ever?
Two-way. Talking about defense, offense, or even just in general.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, who dominated both ends, like who did good both ends of the floor.
KD.
Oh,
KD.
no.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you see him play, you know he was
No.
a problem on defense. Perimeter
No,
on the perimeter,
I'm sorry.
not
He
that
was
much,
leading
but in
nothing
the paint,
like, statistically, and even you watch his games, he wasn't doing.
nigga, the
Trust me,
blocks,
he's not
bro.
somebody you can just cross up. No.
Nigga, bro,
I think it's an easy. Go ahead.
KD is a great two-way player. They don't KD. People don't
Great,
put KD on
great.
his team
All time,
all time.
like ever. Like that was the question. I wouldn't. KD.
Okay, yeah. All right.
He's
all
a
right.
really great two-way player, but Kevin Durant, I would not give
All
it
right,
to
we
him.
can go all time.
Person I feel like that's definitely slept on is Paul George. He's definitely a slept on two-way player, and Scottie Pippen. I think Scottie Pippen is the best.
Klay Thompson. All right, bro.
All right, look.
But he was.
I have
lockdown.
nothing wrong with Klay Thompson.
Klay was
No,
locked
he
down.
what, bro? Yes,
Kyrie.
Klay Thompson, bro.
Put dude on Kyrie. Kyrie's getting at least 15 less points. I'm sorry. Kyrie's getting like 15 less points. You put Klay on him.
Oh, I thought you said Kyrie was a two-way player.
Oh no.
Oh, but yeah, what? Bro, Klay Thompson was locking James Harden up during that Warriors and Rockets series. He was low-key locking him up, man. So, yeah, Klay Thompson's up there for sure, but I feel like the flowers have to go to Scotty.
Scotty, yeah. Don't say no to LeBron, dude. Don't say no to
Scotty's
LeBron.
better. Scotty's a better two-way player than LeBron.
Than LeBron James.
Yes,
You know-
statistically, and you watch his.
Wait, no, hold on.
Look, he was a better. He's a better shooter than LeBron too. He would shoot your lights out with 3-pointers and then go on defense and block your shot.
Who again?
Scottie Pippen.
Um,
Scottie Pippen. He was a way better 3-point shooter than LeBron.
They might be equal, bro.
Yes. No.
I don't.
No.
I haven't.
Game on the line. Game on the line. You need a quick 3-point shot, and you need somebody to get open. I'm giving it to Scottie.
I'm giving it to LeBron. I ain't gonna lie, I have not seen much of Scottie, but you know LeBron is clutch. You know 2018, 2017 LeBron. Nigga. He had a buzzer beater every game. Now, obviously not every game. Like playoffs, dude.
But yeah.
Playoffs, like almost every game he had a buzzer beater.
LeBron to me doesn't have that clutch gene. He has moments, but he's not the first. He's not the first option when his game's on the line. If you're the first option when game's on the line, you have that clutch gene. You have that. Oh yeah, I want him to have the ball when it's game on the line. And let's be realistic. Game on the line, and you need somebody. You need to give somebody the ball, and you have. I think. Kyrie, him.
Well, I mean, you should pick Kyrie over LeBron, but
yeah. But my point is, bro, LeBron is not somebody you're worried about when you're playing defense. You need no. 3.5 seconds on the clock, and you're on defense. You're not. Your heart ain't pounding over LeBron about to get the ball and shoot the buzzer beater. You're looking for like somebody like Kyrie or Dwayne Wade. LeBron doesn't have that crazy clutch gene. He has moments, yes, but he's not a clutch. He doesn't have that clutch gene.
Older
he has
LeBron,
moments.
older LeBron, like Lakers LeBron, like Lakers LeBron. He get it. Oh, so we can just scratch like old LeBron off the table, like Lakers LeBron and on. But before then, especially like 2018, like LeBron, dude, like even Miami, bro. You know how many buzzer beaters, how many clutch shots he had? Like, you know how many clutch shots LeBron has in his whole career, dude?
Not more than he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't have a lot.
Yes, he does. He has a lot. He has so many. Early Cavs.
Yeah, he has a lot because he's been playing since 2003. No. So of course it's gonna happen. But Like I said, LeBron. Look. LeBron clearly has moments. He has moments where it's like, it's great, what? But come on, LeBron doesn't have that clutch gene. He's not somebody you're on defense. You're not, bro. There's literally clips of him, bro. The 2012 Miami Heat, right? LeBron got the ball, shot it, missed. Chris Bosh had to rebound and give it to Ray Allen, make the shot.
He ain't gonna make every shot,
bro. Bricked it. And there's multiple situations where LeBron was bailed out.
What you mean by bailed out?
I remade that shit.
Cause
like.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the finals, 2016 finals, Kyrie had to make. Look, LeBron made the block, but Kyrie made the shot.
It's Kyrie though. It's Kyrie Irving.
But I'm saying, and then it's Ray Allen too.
Yeah, I would want him if we're down 3. I would want Ray Allen to shoot the ball. Not
yes,
LeBron.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if it's just LeBron on the team. Even if it's just LeBron on the team,
I still
you're not stressed. Like, I guarantee you, people are more feared of Kobe and Michael Jordan getting the ball for a game winner than LeBron.
Bro, but you gotta think like 20.
Kobe and LeBron. No, go ahead.
Like,
no, go ahead.
But you gotta realize like 2017 LeBron, what almost every single playoff series he won by a buzzer beater. Like, almost every series. Like, he was giving her work off buzzer beaters, dude. He was so clutch that whole entire season. You know how many buzzer beaters he had in that singular season, 2017 and 18, those 2 years? Those buzzer beaters he was hitting, bro. It was on the Timberwolves. It was on, like, I can't name every single team off my mind, but like, he's clutch. And where you really need to be worried, when it's a 3-point shot, obviously everybody know LeBron ain't the greatest 3-point shooter, but in clutch moments he do. Like, only way I can agree with you if you say like that clutch factor, if it's like three to tie or 3 to win, like you will probably not be too worried about LeBron taking that last shot if it's the 3, but you would still want to lock him up because at the end of the day it's LeBron.
Okay. You misheard what I said. Okay, my bad. I'm not saying don't flat out worry about LeBron. Yes, you should worry about every player on the team because they could have a lucky shot. What I'm saying though, when it comes to Kobe and Michael Jordan, you will have more fear in them having the ball than LeBron.
Yeah,
And,
LeBron's not
and
on.
then look, Kobe and Michael Jordan have consistent buzzer beaters versus LeBron. He's just to me and what I've seen, he does not. He's not as clutch. He has moments, yes, but he doesn't have a clutch gene like Jordan and Kobe.
Okay, yeah.
Kobe, there's literally highlight like every highlight you look up of them, it's always buzzer beaters. Versus LeBron is dunks, 3-point shots, and then every now and then you get a buzzer beater.
No, it's fair to say that it's true that he's not as clutch as Kobe and Michael Jordan, but he is still very clutch, and he definitely has a huge clutch highlight reel. He does. You can look it up. I promise you that video is gonna be over 10
That's what I'm saying.
minutes.
Okay. If we just talk about overall clutch, everything like blocks, lockdown,
Well, not
okay.
that too.
But we talking about shots.
I'm talking about shots too. Yeah,
But okay, we're talking about shots. I'm sorry, he doesn't have it. He doesn't
he
have it. He
does.
has moments, but it's not. He has moments. He has moments where I'm like, oh dang. I'm not saying like, oh, I mean, it was a lucky shot. No, I'm saying like, dang, all right, he's supposed to make that. Or okay, well, that's good. Versus Kobe and LeBron, like when LeBron has the ball, you're like this, like, is he gonna make it? Kobe and Michael Jordan, you're like, you know they're gonna, you know what I'm
Okay, but
saying? Kobe and Michael Jordan are literally known for doing
they're on
that.
the whole different
Versus LeBron.
level though. Like
Okay,
they
okay.
was like on whole. They had that mentality. LeBron is a pass first
That
player.
clutch gene. They have that clutch gene.
LeBron
LeBron
still
doesn't have that.
LeBron still has that clutch gene. It's just not on the level of MJ and
Clutch, he has
Kobe.
clutch, he has clutch. Okay, let's say it like this. He has clutch moments, but he's not an overall clutch player as far as shooting. I mean, is that not fair to say?
No,
As
because
far as
it's
shooting,
downplaying. It's
LeBron is
down.
not. He has clutch moments, but he's not. He doesn't have that clutch gene.
No, I wouldn't say that because he does have that clutch gene. You're just comparing him to the incomparable. Like MJ and Kobe, they were just on a totally different level. Like they was really like that. LeBron's not like them on the clutch genes, but he's still very elite when it comes to clutch shots. Like you need to be worried about LeBron
I
having
ain't gonna lie. Elite. I
especially
wouldn't
if
see
it's a
elite.
2-pointer. You need to be worried about LeBron. You need to guard him from the half court line if he's bringing up the ball and it's two. If you got 2 points to tie or win, you need to be worried about LeBron James, bro. He can. He really like. He's just not like. I just think you're definitely comparing him to just MJ and Kobe. Goat wise,
Because
he
those are
is
one of
up
the
there.
greatest clutch guys.
No, you
Like,
should
I'm gonna.
compare.
If we're talking about
No, you should
no, I'm
compare
saying though,
him.
like
Like my bad.
no, you good. I'm saying like, of course I'm gonna compare them because I mean that's always the comparison, them three. But what I'm saying is, if we're gonna talk about just clutch, I'm gonna bring up the guys who are really good at it and compare him to them, and even just moving him out the way. He has clutch moments, yes, as far as just outside of shooting. What that block was crazy in the 2016 finals, changed everything. But just overall shooting, just has moments. He just has moments. And you know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like he has clutch moments when he's like, okay, you should have made that. Oh yeah, okay, LeBron. But doesn't consistently do that.
I He do consistently do it. You're just lucky I don't got no I don't got no facts, no stats on me, bro. You lucky.
We can look up
We
stats.
can't.
We
I
can do
don't.
that.
We bro. We. I mean, do you want me to look up some how many buzzer beaters and like a highlight reel and stuff? I can look it up.
When you gotta watch highlights, we could just, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Or we could just move
but
on to
you
the
can
next one.
judge off how long the highlight reel is, whether how many clutch shots he has.
I mean, we could do whatever. We could just move on to the next question.
we probably move on. We can save it for later.
Yeah, we can save that. Next question is most influential player. Michael Jordan. And it's simple as that. There should be no debate, no thinking about it. Michael Jordan.
You do have to think about it. LeBron is he's
No,
I
LeBron.
think
No, no, no.
he has a
Michael Jordan
billion
is the most.
dollars. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What does that?
Because
What
you
does
have to
money?
be
What does money have to do with influence?
You have to.
Michael Jordan's a billionaire.
You get money from
Wears
influence.
LeBron.
Okay, I'm not talking about because how much money he has. That's how much influence he has. But I mean, LeBron do got influence. I do think at this time MJ probably has more influence than LeBron. I mean, it's 2000. It's like 2020. He hasn't played in like 40, 30 years, and people. Oh, that's not true. He hasn't played in like 20 years, and people are still talking about him. So like, yeah,
I mean,
only for now.
Right now.
Only for now. I ain't gonna lie, but LeBron, he really does have.
Bro, don't get me wrong. LeBron is right there.
Because
right
people know
there,
LeBron
bro.
equally as they know MJ. It's just his shoes. I just say MJ because of his shoes right now.
It's not even just because of his
It's 'cause of
shoes,
his
bro.
shoes.
It's Michael Jordan.
It's because of his shoes.
Okay, not even just this. Not no. Look,
It really is because of his shoes.
not even just because of his. No, not even because of his shoes. When everybody says who their favorite player was, who do they say? Who's the first person they think of?
LeBron. Honestly.
No. Who is the first person they think of? Michael Jordan.
LeBron.
Who do they always have to bring when they bring up the GOAT debate? Who they always bring up? Michael Jordan.
And LeBron James.
No. But I'm saying though, they bring up Michael Jordan.
And LeBron James.
Why does LeBron wear 20? Why does LeBron wear 23?
Because of MJ. But that don't mean he has more influence.
Okay. And then you know, he has if he's influent, yes, he has more influence. But he's influenced so many people, bro. There's people who still, you know, are playing basketball right now. I guarantee you, they said, "Oh, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kevin." You know, they'll say the Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, but I guarantee you, a lot of people say Michael Jordan.
You know what I'm saying? Amount of people say LeBron, bro. Like my honest argument is that right now Michael Jordan has more influence, but it's honestly only because of his shoes. If you ask people about the GOAT debate, it's gonna be 50-50 on who says LeBron and MJ, to be honest. And right now, everybody knows LeBron. Like people, and not everybody's gonna know Michael Jordan. Like, you know,
yes they are. Yes they are.
Man, if we're really talking about like girls, for like, you know, majority of girls
they'll know who Michael Jordan is.
That's the thing.
Know who Michael Jordan is.
Honestly, you would think that, but if we're really being honest, I feel like most of the girls we talk to, like, yes, a good fair share of them know who Michael Jordan is. But honestly, if they be out of touch with sports, the main ones they really know is just like LeBron. They be like knowing LeBron, and a handful know Michael Jordan. Majority of girls that be out of touch with sports know LeBron and not Jordan. Honestly.
No. You acting like you gotta know the sport to know who Michael Jordan. No.
You don't.
No.
You don't at all.
Because because I guarantee you, I can go to work tomorrow and talk to somebody, just some girl, or just see somebody. And you know who Michael Jordan is? Yeah. Yes, they're gonna. They don't need to know basketball. I guarantee you, they have zero ball knowledge. They don't know who Michael Jordan is. You act like they have to know the sport. No,
they don't know LeBron too. That's
they know Michael Jordan.
It's really
no. So I'm not saying they don't know LeBron.
Asking people is like, you will really get a 50-50 answer on Michael Jordan and LeBron. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna go nowhere when it comes to that. I just think that. Yeah. Honestly, MJ's influence came from his shoes. Not all his influence, but the reason he's still relevant today is mainly because of his gym shoes. If I'm being so honest, like, he is a great player.
I mean, he's retired. He's retired.
Yeah, I know
retired. That. How else is he gonna be? How else is he still gonna? And then when LeBron retires, he's only gonna be remembered.
His shoes aren't that big. Everybody gonna remember.
Michael Jordan is known for his game too.
I know that.
Michael Jordan is known for his game too.
I know that.
So he's always, even 20 years from now, they're not going to just know about his game. They're going to know something about LeBron, probably the memes or the his championships or his
games. His game, bro. They gonna know.
And then same with Michael Jordan.
They gonna know him for the 2016 finals. That's really what they gonna know.
Okay, and they know. And outside of the shoes, people talk about
3-1
Michael
comeback.
Jordan's 6 rings.
His 3-1 comeback.
And look, they'll talk about LeBron's 3-1 comeback, and then they'll talk about Michael Jordan's 6-0.
I think a three,
You can't.
but I think a 3-1 comeback out of from like one of the greatest NBA teams of all time is more impressive than getting 6 championships. Because people don't talk about Kareem and Will.
So
They
you're
11.
telling me. Okay. So you're telling me being down three games and making a comeback is more impressive than going undefeated in the finals 6 times.
I think it is because I mean, if we really talk about like NBA championships are very hard, and NBA championships are they're a great feat, amazing feat. But I just think that they just don't carry that crazy amount of waves you think it is. Because if they really did, we would be bringing up like Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell as the GOAT debates. But we all know they're not the GOATs, but they have
Because
crazy
we
amount
don't
of
bring them
rings.
up because they played when basketball first started. You know what I'm saying? We don't bring up reason why they're not brought up as much because they played when basketball first became a thing. Michael Jordan and all them, they came when basketball was mainstream, like it was everywhere. Basketball was a side job when Wilt Chamberlain and them were playing versus when Kareem and Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, all of them. That's when basketball was millions, like millions. You were making millions. It was on TV everywhere. Versus the NBA in the '60s and '50s, whatever. That was when it was just a side job. Like people were literally electricians getting off work, going straight to that. No, people literally signed up for the NBA and stayed in the NBA during the late '70s and so on. So obviously, that's the reason why they're not brought up like that because they played when it first started. They get their props, but they're not brought up in the GOAT debate because it's when it first started. Versus Michael Jordan was in the NBA at its peak, and I genuinely think going undefeated in the finals. Look, he went 3 straight in '93, 3 straight years to the finals undefeated, not a single game 7 and retired for 2 years, then came back and did another 3 years. Like, come on.
How many chips
Never,
he win before?
never went to a game 7.
How many chips did he win before that? Before he retired?
Retired?
Yes.
You mean?
I'm
Wait,
saying you
what?
said he came back and won more championships, but how many?
He won 3, then retired for 2 years, then came back and won 3 again.
I didn't know that.
So imagine he didn't stay them 2. Imagine he didn't retire them 2 years. And the final, and it wasn't like it was no scrubs. They were just that good. I believe the hardest was the Jazz. The Jazz actually were pretty much competition. I'm not saying the other guys weren't, but that's where it almost went to a game 7. But of course, Michael Jordan did that shot against that forgot Russell guy. Remember that crossover shot? You know what I'm saying?
But like we also gotta acknowledge that obviously great feat, but we also have to acknowledge that the fact that the game also evolved. Everybody is better. Everybody, the competition is so much better. Competition is so much better.
No, stop. And that's when I go back to saying you're literally discrediting what he did. Well, because they weren't that good.
I'm not discrediting. I didn't say
No,
they
you're
weren't that good. I just said the game evolved. Everybody's just better. They're just better. They're more skilled.
Okay. So Michael Jordan was able to win those 6 rings because nobody was as good as they were today.
No, I'd say the '90s era was amazing. There's so many skilled players. It's just right now, modern day era is just more skilled. I'm saying
what's your point compared to?
I'm saying that it's just as impressive because of the competition they had to go up against. It's like when you think about it, MJ has more rings than Bron, but Bron still has a great amount of rings, like 4 rings, maybe 5.
Yeah, I'm not knocking that.
So it's like
four rings, even though it took him like 8 tries. Yeah,
he has 4 rings, and one of those rings was against the greatest NBA team of all time, with like a 3-1 comeback. You know how hard that is. You know how crazy. Like not even just physically be able to beat them, but the mental toughness of that. Like not glazing or nothing, but like off the mentality part. But it's just the game. There's just so many skilled players. Like put put Curry, put that team they were going up against. Put the Warriors up against the '90s team, the Bulls. They're stopping the run, bro. They can't stop Curry at all. They can't stop him, bro.
Ron Harper would lock Curry down.
No, he wouldn't.
I don't care.
Nobody can lock Curry.
Ron Harper. No,
Curry's unstoppable, bro.
Yeah. Yes, bro.
You can take away his 3-point shot. He gonna go at them in the rack. If you take over the paint, he just
and then Dennis Rodman stopping that.
But
Kevin Durant's getting.
Curry is still shooting. He can pull up from half court. You realize that? Like, you could push up on him to the 3-point line. You don't even need to give him space for him to shoot. And plus, you thinking like, oh, he's gonna lock him up with all them screens, all them off ball movement. They not touching Curry, bro. They might be able to stop.
Okay. Let me say this.
Like, all right.
Who's stopping Jordan?
Nobody.
Exactly. Who's stopping Scottie Pippen's two-way play and physicality? Kevin Durant's too small.
They can stop Scottie. Scottie wasn't that great. He was just an all-star. He wasn't like.
Oh my gosh! Stop. That's what I'm saying. I don't care. Hey guys, I don't care what nobody says.
Like
Scottie Pippen is the most
overall.
Scottie Pippen is the most underappreciated all-star ever. Nobody
could be true.
No credit.
I don't know too much about Scottie, but I don't think he was.
Do your film,
I genuinely don't think he was that good.
They go back. Look, Kevin Durant.
Him.
I'm not overhyping him. I actually watched games. Scottie was him. Jordan couldn't do it without Scottie. I'm gonna say it.
All right.
Jordan. Scottie couldn't do it without Jordan. Jordan couldn't do it without Scottie. Because Scottie, the way he was able to two-way play, the way he was able to shoot a three and then get back on defense and lock the best small forward, lock up the best player.
That's not that impressive though. Anybody can do that. Not anybody, but
I'm saying the way he does it. You gotta watch it. If y'all just say it, you're just like, oh, that's such a.
He could shoot a three and run back on defense.
No, I'm saying though, it's the way he's able to do that. Kevin Durant can't do that. His offense is here. His defense is like, no, we cannot. He cannot do better than on defense. No, he cannot. Just telling me Kevin Durant can do better on defense than Scottie Pippen.
You low key, you knocking KD's defense.
I'm not knocking KD. I'm comparing defense. I'm saying Scottie Pippen's defense is way up here versus KD's like right here. He's not the best defender. I promise you.
All right. I look more on the Scottie.
Giannis was cooking. Look, please, when we get done with this, please do your research on Scottie, and next episode, whatever, we can talk about. But bro, you're underappreciating Scottie. I've watched both. Okay, you say you haven't really watched Scottie, so then I could see why you're saying that. But I've seen both. Kevin Durant's not stopping. Scottie Pippen's gonna give KD problems on defense. 100%.
He probably is.
And the best matchup is Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green. Best matchup. Both dang near play the same, but Draymond's a better shooter. But Dennis Rodman is literally the same size as Draymond, but Draymond's a little more, probably like a couple pounds heavier.
They're like equal.
Then the centers is like, the centers really, they never really had good both. Yeah. I mean, they had not Tony Kukoc, Luke Longley, and then Zaza Pachulia.
Hey, but a healthy Boogie.
Boogie.
A healthy Boogie.
We're not talking about that. Boogie did not play. Boogie played like 5 games. We're not talking about
I just said a healthy
He played
Boogie.
like 5 games.
Okay, we can't knock him out, but I'm saying a healthy Boogie, especially if he's on that team, they're getting wiped. I ain't gonna lie, it's 4-0.
Unfortunately, we can't talk like he played 5 games and didn't even play well in 5 games. So,
bro, but that would have been a crazy team if we got to see them all together. That was such an unfair team.
That starting 5 was elite, but Cousins was getting injured, Draymond was getting suspended, and of course they lost in the finals against Scott.
But no, I think off what you're saying, I agree that obviously Scottie was a great player, but it honestly sounds like you're overhyping him. But I look up to him.
Trust me, I don't overhype nobody. I don't do that, bro. Scotty's so underappreciated. When do you ever see him brought up in the media like that as far as a great two-way player? He's a very good That's what I'm saying. He's underappreciated because Michael Jordan overshines him. You know what I mean? He's on the same team. The same with Kyrie. Kyrie's low-key underappreciated as far as scoring. No.
But here's what I'm thinking when you say overshine. If Michael overshined him, then he probably wasn't crazy elite like as you're talking about. Because I understand that it was MJ, but like Kyrie didn't get overshadowed by LeBron. They were equal.
He left for a
KD,
reason.
KD, or nor Curry did they get overshadowed. Even Curry and
But,
Clay didn't get overshadowed by Curry either. So like,
I mean, Klay Thompson just played his role. He never really was a crazy all star. He just played his
he
role.
was a crazy all street.
But
Them threes, like,
no, yeah, he was good at threes, but I was like,
that's all he
he just
did,
played
and
his role.
that's made him dangerous.
But look, so when I mean by overshine, I'm not like when I'm not like saying Michael Jordan just here and he's right. No, I'm saying like Michael Jordan's accomplishments, the 5 MVPs, the game winning shots, the Scotty just wasn't as flashy as Jordan was. Scotty was, you know, he'd dunk on you like crazy. He'd shoot he was a good 3-point shot and was really, was very good defensively. And the stats show. And, I feel like Michael Jordan just overshined him, of course, because it's Michael freaking Jordan. I feel like it's the same thing with Kyrie and LeBron, low key. Kyrie, of course, gets his props, but during that era, it was LeBron and the Cavs, LeBron and the Cavs, LeBron and the Cavs, and he left because of that. That's why Kyrie left. He said it out of his mouth. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I think.
Next question.
I ain't gonna lie.
Guys. Oh, go ahead.
I think, because I was thinking about what you said about Scottie Pippen, and you talk about greatest two-way player. I honestly think the greatest two-way player was probably Kobe, because his defense was super elite. Like when he wanted to lock you up, you could not get past him. Kobe's one of the first
He's up. Hey,
people I watched that literally clamped you up. Like you didn't get past Kobe. Like that's what I can say about him. You didn't get past him. When he wanted to lock you up, he did. You couldn't get past him, bro. There's not too many defenders you can say that about. Because
play a shooting guard, like
yeah, like because you gotta get past the person first. Like that's what I say about Kobe.
No, yeah, what for sure, he's up there. I feel like Paul George is up there too. Him in his prime, the way he was able to pull up half court, lace it, and then get back on defense and lead the league in steals, and then be like number 3 in points per game. Like he was a very good 2-way player in his prime. And Scotty the same way. He was I feel like Scotty is one of the best 2-way players. I feel like he just doesn't get his props because you know. But I guess next question. Uh, mm, uh, my bad. I'm opening this app, guys. My bad. Greatest playoff run.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm instantly thinking modern era. I'm not even thinking 90s. I'm thinking Rockets with James Harden. I'm thinking with Chris Paul Rockets. Or I don't know. They both did crazy. I think Chris Paul they went further. Chris Paul and James Harden Rockets. I'm thinking 2017 Warriors. They swept the Cavs. I'm pretty sure. I think they
18,
swept
I
them.
believe.
I think they swept 2018
No, no,
Cavs.
no, not in 2017 because they still had Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Okay.
2018 is when Kyrie was gone.
Okay.
They got swept in 2018.
Okay. So I'm thinking Durant Warriors. I'm saying those two probably best playoff runs. Or 2018 LeBron. It wasn't the most impressive or flashy, but it wasn't the most flashy wins. Like it wasn't like sweeps, but it was impressive for the team LeBron had. 2018 Bron carrying that team single handedly with like no all stars, 0 all stars on the team except for like a washed Kevin Love. Like, bro, it was. I say those three, but if I had to pick, what you think is more important? Actually, no, I'm not gonna ask you that. What's I gotta think now. Like, what is better and more impressive run or a like statistically like, okay, y'all just dominated. Someone where somebody just
All right,
dominated
if we
the
go
playoffs.
statistically, there's all kind. We can say the Bulls, the Warriors, the
Yeah,
Heat, but if we go off like the things they had to go through, that's like a whole different conversation.
yeah,
It could be a team that struggled in the regular season, but in the playoffs they were the underdogs and made it farther than people expected them to and were pretty good. We could do that. But if we go with statistics, we can I can easily say the Bulls. You could say the Warriors. I could say the Warriors. We both can. But I feel like the 2010 or the 2011 Mavericks when Dirk Nowitzki beat the Heat, beat LeBron in the Heat. That was a pretty crazy run. I've watched that. Obviously I was young, but I actually not long ago watched that series. Dirk, bro, he's very good. I'm not gonna lie.
He is
I only
unguardable.
think I only went to like, bro,
7 foot
bro, cold.
fadeaway. You cannot contest. You can't even
One leg, one.
contest it.
Hey, he puts that one leg up. He puts that one leg up. It's over.
Can't even contest
It's
it.
over.
He's too tall. Like
Bro, I think that series went to only seven, not even 7 games. I only think it went to 5 or 6 games when he went against LeBron. That playoff series was crazy. The people he had to go up against to get to that, and then Loki
yeah,
beat that team that LeBron, Dwade, and Chris Bosh. That's a crazy run.
so it was a good run, but I think I'm gonna knock the Warriors. I think 2018 LeBron James was the most impressive playoff run. He had nobody on his team, and he got him to the finals. LeBron alone, nobody, no help. 51 in a finals. He had 51 points, 8 rebounds, like 8 assists. Like, bro, you can't
Bro,
like.
don't get me
What
wrong.
do you
That's
do
impressive
about
as
that?
heck,
That
bro.
like
That's impressive as heck. I ain't gonna lie, but bro, I mean,
he didn't win the finals. That's the only thing you can say about that run. He didn't win the finals. He
it's
said
really
playoffs.
it's two things. It's two things. Not gonna lie. People that conference that year. Let's be real. It wasn't all that. The biggest threat of that year was the Atlanta Hawks
No, it wasn't.
and the Celtics.
No, it
You
wasn't.
know what I'm saying? That was the biggest threat. And on top of that, it's the fact he got.
It was
And
the
then on top of that,
Timberwolves
he
and the
got swept.
Warriors.
The Timberwolves on the Western Conference, right?
The Timberwolves they went against the Cavs won against the Timberwolves in the playoffs. Let me look it up.
Yeah. Let's say Timberwolves are on the Western.
Let me see who he
Oh,
faced.
yeah, the Timberwolves are the Western Conference.
He went against the Raptors. That was probably the best team at the time.
And he owned them, bro. That's LeBronto, bro. Like that team
Bro,
was.
nigga, the
Don't get me
Raptors in
wrong.
2017. I'm trying to think that wasn't Kawhi year. That wasn't Kawhi. So
That was Kyle. That was Kyle
the
Lowry and
and
DeMar
Demar,
DeRozan.
but that team was
Yeah.
still very crazy. Prime. That's prime
It,
Demar.
it, it was good,
That's
but it's
prime
like I
Demar.
don't know, like
Prime DeMar DeRozan was on par with like
like
prime Jimmy Butler. Like, and we know how
I
good
don't know,
Jimmy
like
Butler is.
don't get me wrong. Like I give credit where credit's due, and I'm not trying to just knock on LeBron. LeBron's like the third greatest player of all time. No, second, my bad. But
Who the Pacers have at that
he
time? I don't
that
know.
was Miles Turner and Victor Oladipo.
Victor was tough. I think he
Yeah,
got injured. He might have got injured
yeah.
that year.
But no, was it Victor Oladipo? No, because Paul George got traded for Victor. So no. Yes. My bad. That's on me. I'm tripping. But yeah. What's his name?
Yeah, they had Victor.
I'm not knocking.
The,
Yeah,
the,
go
the
ahead.
Pacers had Victor Oladipo, Miles Turner, Sabonis, and Thaddeus Young. Thaddeus Young was kind of mid, but everybody else is on that.
You
Sabonis,
want? You want? Know. Oh,
he's
he
he's
was.
a
He was
threat,
solid.
but he's not like impressive playoff run threat. But everybody else, like
That's what I'm
Celtics,
saying. Like, if you really look at the people he went up against, it wasn't like what? How'd he do? It's kind of like if he just, Kevin Love. You got to give Kevin Love props. He held it up. Of course, it wasn't just flat out LeBron, but LeBron definitely was like the guy. He was literally he had the team on his back, no doubt. But he, you know, he just it's crazy. But the people we went up against that year, I was kind of like, eh. It wasn't the greatest conference. The Eastern Conference has been weak for years at that time, but also, what really kills that run though is he got swept. If it looks like they really like it was like a game. If they won a game or two, then like okay, I'll give it. But it's like the fact he got swept, which he should have got swept anyway. That Warriors team was not going to lose to that. But yeah, I'd say the 2011 Mavericks.
That might be
That's
that
what I'd
might
say.
be the better choice, considering they probably went against like much better competition. But I
And
just
then on
think
top of
that
that, they
run,
won. On
yeah,
top of that, Dirk won.
yeah, just true. I just think that I think, but the simple fact that he was alone just made it so much better. And it wasn't like he wasn't going against bums either. So it
Dirk
was
Loki was alone. He had a washed up Jason Terry and Jason Kidd.
Jason Terry, bro.
Like, yeah, he Loki big all stars
Well,
for
I mean, yeah, low key, just low key. He was definitely the number one point, but Jason Kidd, any time of his career was he was good.
he was good, but it's like, come on, it's 2011. This dude was drafted 94, 95, bro. He's washed.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Next question. Best point guard ever.
Curry, Cam, don't even need to think. It's Curry.
As far as shooting, yeah. I
I know
mean,
you're gonna
there's a
bring up.
lot of good point guards.
Well, you know, you need a true point guard that could assist and all this.
I'm just because look. All
Curry can
right,
do
look.
that too, bro.
If we're just, not like Chris Paul could, but if we're talking about like the accolades and the things that come with them, Curry, no doubt. Um, I feel like uh,
I think the thing people are looking in a point guard right now is can you control the ball? Can you
Chris Paul,
can you control the ball? Do you have
Chris Paul can do that.
IQ? Do
Chris Paul can do
you
that.
can you handle pressure? And can you score?
Chris Paul can do that.
I
Chris
feel
Paul
like
can score.
Chris Paul can score, but it's just like it's not elite
It's
level
I
scoring.
honestly if Chris Paul had what Curry had as far as accolades, I feel like he'd be more in the
He
conversation.
would.
Let's be
He
honest.
would be more in the
But it's just that
conversation.
he hasn't. He had.
But
But yes,
Chris
if we're talking
Paul
about
just
stats
isn't
and
the
all
best
that,
point
give it to
guard.
Curry. Hand it to Curry.
I'm
Hand it
not.
to Curry. If we're talking about stats, give it to Curry. But if you like, me and you both play basketball, bro. When we try out all the time, they talk about how you want control the court, be a floor general, you know how to like. Chris Paul is everything you want in a point guard. There's not a single thing he really can't do. He led the league in steals. He was actually a really good defender. Um, he could shoot. His passing IQ is crazy. I think the only thing, of course, Curry. I think only thing two things he has over Curry is he's a better passer and defender. Other than that, I feel like Curry beats him in every category as far as skill wise.
Yeah, and I think that the passing overall like floor general aspect of a point guard is very important. And it's what everybody look for in a point guard. But it's just, bro, I just feel like Chris Paul is really lacking on his scoring ability, and he's really lacking on his just like being able to like handle pressure really well. I feel like if you pressure Chris Paul on the ball, he will handle it for a good minute. But if you do that all the game, you're probably going to be able to stop him. He'll pass it up, things like that. But he I just feel like those are the two aspects of his game because Chris Paul's not the quickest point guard, especially when he got a little older. He wasn't the quickest. I mean, look, Curry is.
We're talking about the prime though.
Yeah, we are talking about prime, but I mean, I'm kind of looking overall. Overall
Yeah,
career.
so overall, like
Obviously,
I
like
still.
excluding like the last couple of years. Like obviously, old Chris Paul ain't gonna be moving, but
I mean, yeah, I mean he's old as heck, bro. Like,
I just think there's a reason Chris Paul isn't necessarily being brought up. He's definitely an underrated point
because
guard.
he hasn't really he hasn't been I mean, accomplishments and things you do and success have to do with a lot how people look at you. You know what I'm saying? Like Curry without his rings and his
He's
championships,
still gonna be talking
you
about
could.
it.
It, but I'm saying though, without his MVP, his rings, and his finals appearances, you would be like, okay, he's this, 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 but he hasn't done nothing. It's the same thing with Chris Paul. Chris Paul's this, 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 but he hasn't done nothing. He made the finals once, but he lost against Giannis, of course. But
And honestly, when we're having this whole conversation, I even think about rings or accolades much. I could care less about MVPs. I ain't really up Curry because he has two MVPs. First, omnibus,
he only has
whatever you
one
say,
MVP. No, he has
unanimous.
no. He only has one MVP.
He has two.
Curry only has one
He
MVP.
got two. He had back to
He has
back
two.
MVP, bro.
He did. Let me see. 2015, yeah.
Back to
2016.
back.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm not
Let me
even.
think.
I wasn't even thinking about his accolades once. I just think right now the role of a point guard is not only to it. Though right now the role of a point guard is to handle pressure and score. Those are the like. Obviously, everybody wants a passing point guard, but I think the passing archetype of a point guard was more of the '90s and early 2000s. I just feel like right now, at this day and age, people look for a scoring point guard who can handle pressure. Because in NBA, everybody's pressuring you. Right now, it's just like, it's fast paced. '90s, it was slow paced. Early on, it was a very slow paced game. Right now, the game is super fast paced. You're going to get pressured. So they need a point guard who's going to handle pressure, control the ball, and score. Because most of the time, you know, teams, the paint going to be, you ain't going to be able to get to that paint. They looking for shooters in mid range. Layups not always going to be open. If you want to layup, you're probably going to hit it to your big man, your forwards. Like, and a point guard, you want to be able to shoot. So that's what I'm saying. Two roles. Are they looking for? Can you handle pressure? Can you score? And that's Curry. No matter how the pressure you put on him, you can't even pressure him. He's just gonna run past you. It's like, okay, you lock me up. Let me pass the ball. Go through a couple of screens. I'm open. Boom. Shot. You got 3 points on the board. Chris Paul, he crazy IQ, scoring rise. He can score very well, but just not on an elite level. I just don't think. I think Chris Paul is an amazing point guard. I just don't think he's the greatest of all time. There's a reason he's not being brought up in the conversations. It's not necessarily because of his accolades. It's just that he's just simply not as good as the top point guards like Curry. He's not. He's just not on that level with Curry, Magic Johnson. Well, he is on the level with Magic Johnson, but just Curry's on a
Magic
different level
Johnson's
than
one.
everybody. It's just Curry really took it to a different level.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Curry is like he could shoot anywhere, and of course, But I'm saying like with CP, he I like it. With Chris Paul, he can. It's like I feel like his accolades have to do. Bro,
See Perry, here see Perry. Here to support
oh my
CP,
god,
bro. All right,
great. Uh, I feel like his act. And if Chris Paul was more successful in the playoffs, I feel like he would be more talked about. I mean, and probably more in the conversation. That was my point. No doubt off stats, Curry, Steve Nash, even though he's not brought up a lot. Magic Johnson. We go off stats and success. Yeah, they're going to be brought up. But if we just talk about just straight up point guard, everything you want in a point guard, I'm not saying Chris Paul is the one, but he's definitely should be in that. Like he definitely is not far off that list, and
you
I feel
sure?
like he's
No,
not
you shouldn't
talked
fall
about
off. I just don't.
enough as far as being.
I just think
Huh?
it's. And he shouldn't. He definitely shouldn't fall off from that list. I just think the gap between him and Curry is not big,
I mean, yeah, it
and
has to
it's
do
a
with
gap.
Curry's
Yeah,
success and his stats. It's his success and his
but
stats
the thing,
versus
that might be the case,
Chris
but
Paul has good, but no, Chris Paul has really good stats too on certain, but this guy has all star, like his all star and first team offense. I forgot what it was called, but first team all defense or first, no, not first team all defense, first team on offense, whatever. But other than that, it's like he has a finals appearance lost and doesn't have an MVP, doesn't have a chip. Wasn't really that crazy successful in the playoffs until he really joined with James Harden versus Curry. I mean, even then with Curry, I feel like what put him up there more is that he won the chip by himself without KD. But even though he did it before, but it's the Finals MVP. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what put Curry. Like he was like Curry goes from here to here. You know what I mean? Not far at all. I'm not saying Curry was all the way down here before he finally won a Finals MVP. But he was like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I put him more in the conversation because I feel like because statistically, if you actually watch the games, Curry didn't perform the best. I'm not saying he was shooting 20%, but he was last time I checked, he's shooting like 39% from the field goal, not the 3-point line. 39% from the flat out field goal, which is kind of terrible. That's what you shoot at the 3-point line.
I feel
So
like
statistically he's not the best in the finals during that era. But then that 2022 finals, he balled out, and that's what helped him because he won without KD and finally got his first Finals MVP. Because if it's your team, how do have zero? He has like what 3 rings now?
yeah, he has four actually. He has four.
2015,
He got four.
2015, 2017, 2018. Yeah, you're right. Hey, low key off to that, but yeah. Out of those 3 rings before the 2020, out of the 4 rings you got, you only have one Finals MVP. If it was your team,
He
you know what I'm
should have
saying?
had two.
That just
He has two. Wait, no, he got two. Oh,
no. He has one.
no.
He only has one. Remember, Andre Iguodala got it.
And then KD get it twice.
Yeah, Katie got it twice, and then when Katie left,
And
like
then
three,
he has
4 years
two.
later,
Wait, no, he has one. Wait, yeah, that's
he only has
crazy.
one,
He should
bro.
have two. He should have two. He should have at least three or two.
I mean, if you look at the stats, man, Curry didn't play the
We can
best.
talk about stats all the time, but looking at that game,
Even if you watch the
just the
games, he
fact that
didn't
it's
like.
Curry
I know,
alone, the
and
fact
overall, and then MVP, valuable, most valuable player.
we 2015,
He
we didn't.
wasn't. That shows he wasn't that valuable in the finals.
We
If
can
they
talk
give it
about
to
bro. We
Andre
can talk
Iguodala, that
about
means he
stats
was
all
more
the
valuable.
time, but easily Stephen
No,
Curry.
I'm not a stat
You
guy. I'm
know,
just saying,
you know,
like
2015. The main and only person they worry about on that team in 2015 is Stephen Curry. Okay, how can we make
yes,
sure
but
he
I'm
has less
saying though,
points?
during that fine. Okay, but that finals, I'm talking about that finals. Yes, Curry was no doubt the best player on that Warriors team,
He
but
should have
during the
been
finals,
valuable.
he wasn't that valuable.
He
That's why they
was.
didn't.
He was just
That's
as
why he didn't get
valuable.
the. So then, why didn't he get the Why didn't he get the most valuable player
He was snubbed.
in 2015
That easy.
finals?
He was just
Fine, he
snubbed.
wasn't snubbed.
He was snubbed.
Why would they snub him? Why would they just snub him? Why? What's the reason?
I don't have the reason. He was. I just
That
think
don't
he
make
was
sense.
snubbed.
That don't make
Andre.
sense.
I just don't think
I
Andre
don't
was
think
more
he was snubbed.
valuable. He was playing more valuably than Curry, 2015. I just
Not
don't
just.
think.
We're not.
I
Talking
think
about, no, no, no. We're
was
not
Andre
talking
even
about
starting in
overall
2015?
No, we're not, bro. You're talking about the whole year. We're talking about just the finals. Just the finals.
No.
They don't count the playoffs, the regular season. They just talk about the finals. Obviously, Curry was way more valuable the regular seasons and the whole playoffs until the finals than Andre Iguodala. Obviously, during the
I'm talking
finals,
about finals too, though. I don't even think Andre was starting in the finals. Like,
he was. He was guarding LeBron.
no, well, I still saying Steph Curry is more valuable. I don't think there was anything that Andre did in that finals that could have been more valuable than Stephen Curry's presence in that game, bro.
Like I said, Curry didn't play leading up to the finals. He was fine, but as soon as he stepped on, started playing the finals, his numbers didn't drop from 30 points per game to like 10. It dropped from like probably 30 to like 21, 22, which is a pretty
They
big
still
drop.
won, and he was the reason.
Especially, I mean, look, yes, he was, but he wasn't as valuable as, according to them, he was more valuable. And I'm not, and then they wouldn't snub him for no reason. I don't think, oh, let's just pick Andre Iguodala. They have literally zero reason to do that. It's Andre Iguodala. The very next year, he averaged like 8 points per game.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
MVP, like the Finals MVP can literally go to anybody if your stats were right and you actually were valuable. If you just go off the numbers and it's Steph Curry though, like okay, then any like LeBron could have, you know what I'm saying? No, it goes to the person who was valuable during that series, and Andre Iguodala showed up more. He probably had better moments as far as playing defense on LeBron. Even though LeBron still averaged 30, he probably dropped his numbers down and dropped his percentage. And you know what I'm
see,
saying?
but here's the thing: when I think about Finals MVP, I'm not thinking, all right, who put in the most work in this Finals? All right, who had the flashiest, best moments? I'm thinking, who's the reason? Who's the person on the team? Who on that team is the reason that they won this championship? Curry was the obvious choice. That's when I think of the Finals MVP.
He was one of the reasons, yes, and it was one is. Oh, okay, you lagged for a minute. He definitely was one of the reasons. But Iggy played better. Like Iggy played better as far as defense, and MVP stands for most valuable player. I'm not the best statistically in just the name. It goes off who played better as far as, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. And I
So
wasn't even saying that either.
so what I'm saying, like, Curry in the finals, it shows. Watch the games, because I know you keep saying I'm looking at stats. I'm not just looking at stats. I'm genuinely like, yeah, I'm genuinely like, bro, I've watched it. Curry wasn't playing as well as he usually would.
You see, and it probably is true. You may be looking at the stats, and you may be also be watching the game and say, okay, Curry didn't perform as well as he did in the playoffs or the regular season. But at the end of the day, he might not have been scoring like 30 points like he usually do, but he's definitely still scored on an elite level still. And at
But
the end of
look,
the day, it's the
you can
reason they
also
won.
look. Yes, he was scoring like, yeah, you could say he was still scoring like 25 points, but it's how he was and the shots he was taking. Because because would you rather have somebody score 40 points and actually have a good percentage, or have somebody shoot get 40 points and was just chucking up not chucking up shots, but didn't have the best percentage, was missing a lot, getting blocked. You know what I'm saying? That was
See,
Curry.
now here's the
Yes,
thing.
he had 34, 36 points games, but his percentage was not good.
There's a difference between NBA players shooting and Curry shooting. We can talk. Yeah, you maybe talk about. There's a difference between a bad shot and a Curry shot. It don't matter what Curry can go out there and shoot anything. We don't care. Nobody on that team cared about what type of shots Curry was shooting because it's Stephen Curry. Yes, he
Yes, but
might be
look,
getting blocked.
It
He's Stephen
gets to a
Curry
point where,
though.
yes, if it's Curry, he could shoot from there. But if you're missing over and over, it's like, all right, bro,
He's Curry
all right, bro.
still.
Yes, but bro, you can't keep. You can't tell me you have a player who's good at 3-point shots and he's cold right now. You're gonna keep telling him to
Yeah,
shoot it, or you're just
Fox.
gonna be like, bro, just that's what bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, yes, it's Curry. He could shoot from half court and make it, but if you're missing it, all right, bro.
Yeah,
If you're consistently missing it, it's like, all right. But if you make them, like, out of the 5 times you've done it, you probably made them 3 times. That's Curry on the regular. But if you're like 0-5 and you just keep trying to do it, it's like, bro, what are you doing? Just go for a layup. Just do that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
I mean,
and on top of that, Curry and Kyrie Loki was playing good defense.
and
So.
I want to agree with you, but that's the thing. It's just levels to it, to a shooting. It's Stephen Curry. I mean, you could say at the end of the day, you
I
could
get it. Like,
he's
I
not
get it.
like he's not going to be shooting like De'Aaron Fox. Like he's Stephen Curry. Like I can't say
Yes, that's what
anything
I'm
more
saying.
than
Yes,
that.
your key.
It's just
I
levels.
get it. I get it. No. I get what you're saying. Yes, it's Stephen Curry. He can shoot from half court. He can shoot from full court. But if you're missing it, it's like, all right. If you keep on missing it, if you miss it once or twice, it's like, okay. But
Yep.
if you consistently miss it over and over and over and not shooting well, it's like, come on. You're gonna be like, all right. I promise you, if you watch that game live or you sit down and watch that game, you're gonna be like, all right, bro, what is you doing,
And
bro? Warm up. He was just shooting.
I
All
still want to agree with you. It's just that when you know you have the greatest shooter of all time on your team, you want him to keep shooting regardless if he's missing.
right. Yeah, I get it, bro, but you're kind of glazing a
I'm
bit, bro.
not
You're
glazing.
looking at it just no. You're
I
looking
just
at it just it's Curry, but you gotta also look at it as just a coach and just kind of not just dumb him down and make it seem like but you got to look at it just realistically too. You can't just keep putting it like it's Curry though. It's Curry. You got to look at it realistically. If you have a player on your team and he's good at 3-point shots, let's say just like Steph Curry, but and then one game he has in like the last 3 games he's been cold with the threes, and he's 0-8, like he's 1 for 6 right now. You're kind of like, he keeps shooting threes. It's like, what are you doing? You're gonna obviously be like, what are you doing? I promise you, if you're watching that game live, you'll be like, okay, what are you doing? I
yeah.
get your Curry, but you're missing over and over and over. It's like, all right, and then you make one, then you miss again, then you miss again. It's like, all right, what are you doing?
Okay,
I
yeah.
get your Curry, but it's like, come on.
I would realistically looking at it as a coach, I would be like, all right, let's tone it down. I would still say go out there, keep shooting because I would look at realistically, and I would be still thinking like, okay, you're missing, but he's still the greatest shooter of all time, and I'm not just thinking of it because
Bro,
it's
like,
Stephen Curry. I'm just saying realistically, I would say, all right, you got to tone it down. Let's pass it up. Let's let Klay Thompson shoot, or how about you go and drive, shoot some mid ranges or stuff like that. Go to the free throw line, get your rhythm, something like that. I would say that, but at the same time, I wouldn't tell him like, all right, stop shooting threes, stop doing. You know, what I'm saying I would just tell him to tone it down or go take a different approach or go for the inside out or something like that. But at the end of the day, I can't overlook the fact that this is the greatest shooter on of all time on this team. We could be down. We could be down a couple of points. I want him to go out there and shoot. Nobody else. I'm just simply looking at it as that. Not glazing. Not at that point when I said that I was thinking about the fact that it's Stephen Curry. I'm just saying can't overlook
you literally
greatest shooter
said
of
it.
all time. I said it earlier.
All right. So
I'm just saying
let me say it like this.
at that
Let
point
me say this now. What do you consider Kobe?
what I
One
consider
of the one one of the greatest scorers, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
If he
Kobe's
missing, I'll
considered
tell
one of
him
the
to still
greatest
go out
scorers.
there and score.
But look, no. If he's one of the greatest scorers, correct? What is Kobe known for doing? Taking
Ball
difficult.
hogging.
He likes to take difficult shots. When he makes it, it's like, oh, okay. But when you consistently miss it, it's like you're kind of like, okay, we got to look at it realistically. Humanize them and take away the stature for a second. Like, okay, he's definitely one of the greatest. But every greatest player had an off game. Kobe's last game of Game 7 in the finals in 2008 or 2009. No, 2009 or 2010. He had 2 points the last game. He didn't play well at all, but it happened. Same with Curry. He had an off finals. But I'm saying is Curry, yes, he's the greatest shooter, but if you humanize them a bit and look at him just like a regular player and take away that stature for a second, you have to look at it realistically, be like, all right, like, can you just warm up at least? Or like you're gonna be like, what are you doing? He's obviously cold. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep shooting it while you're cold, you're just making it worse. So that's my point. I'm just looking at it realistically and humanizing. Yes, Curry is one of the greatest shooters ever.
All
But
right.
he had games where that dude was kind of playing garbage. Every player had games when they're playing garbage. In the finals, he wasn't playing garbage, but he wasn't playing his best.
All right.
But, let's do a final question and
No,
we'll end it here.
we gotta wrap it up, bro.
We gotta wrap it up, bro.
Yeah, we're going on for a minute.
Yeah.
Like we got it here, bro.
No. We gonna do one more question.
The recording is mad long, bro. The recording's probably well over 2 hours, bro. We gotta wrap it up.
I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you. Yeah, yeah. That's the that's our takes. This is just a warm up. Eventually, we'll have a third partner with us and get more takes and more, you know, just more views on it. And don't get just used to me and him. It's definitely not just gonna be me and us for on this. It's gonna be me, just me some days. Most not, maybe him. I don't know, but sometimes June. Uh, but or autumn. He goes by one or two, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what you got to say before we end it, man.
Not too much, you know what I'm saying? Just stick with us. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. Yeah, bro. We got some fire stuff in tune. We got some good topics. We could yap for a hot minute. You know what I'm saying? Trust the process with us. And you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Support a black business.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very, very pro black. You know what I'm saying? We support black businesses. You know what I'm saying? But nah. All jokes aside, we subscribe to 3P Podcast. We're gonna try to become with a we're gonna try to do a consistent up, uploading schedule. We don't have one yet. It's our first one, so we're just trying to kind of just getting warmed up. But that's pretty much it. J Cargo and Judah. We'll see y'all, man.
Oh yeah. LeBron James is great.
Podcast.
Oh, LeBron James is great.
No, he's not. Michael Jordan.
I guess, bro. All right, see y'all.